Hello, everyone, and welcome to Past the Post. My name is Michael Adolphs, and we're going to go over the very best of racing here in the UAE from this past week. The first night, of course, was at Meydan on Friday, which had its fourth Dubai Carnival evening, highlighted by 8 fixtures that were kicked off by the actual feature of the evening, the Group 2 Majani Stakes for the Purebred Arabians over 1,900 meters and worth 300,000 dirhams. In what looked a wide-open race on paper, turned into a bit of a one-horse affair about halfway through the race as Unleashed indeed was unleashed by Richard Mullen, taking over with about 4.5 furlongs to go for trainer Jabber Bitar. A gritty sort with a lot of stamina under Richard Mullen, he took over the lead and looked like one to catch all the way home, and they could not do that. Canal de Faust made a good rally into second, about 2.25 lengths back, and then we had AF Yatwi, the market favorite, back in third. A bit of a disappointment was Hadi De Carrere, a multiple Group 1 winner, who finished 5th.
It's Unleashed. AF Yatwi, though, presenting. Unleashed. He's all out up in front here inside the 300-metre mark, giving a kick. AF Yatwi battles on. Here's Canal de Faust. Canal de Faust coming from back in the field, trying to issue a challenge here to Unleashed. Unleashed up the inside, though. Still has a break on them here. Unleashed in the final 100 metres. A break of 2.5 lengths here on Canal de Faust and has enough in hand. Unleashed. He's ridden up in front today and he gets the job done.
We're here with Richie Mullen, who is over the moon to get Unleashed to the wire first. He obviously is a horse that was probably hinting that he was coming up on a good race, but did you expect one this good?
Yeah, look, it was a competitive race. I knew he'd be coming into it good, and like you said, when we were looking at the entries, he's a horse that comes home good. And I think the main thing with him is just getting into that rhythm where he's comfortable in himself, like he showed when he won that winner's race here last year. The main thing was sort of getting him out from that gate. It could be a tricky start because you have to, where you land going into that first turn is where you're kind of stuck for the rest of the race. And fortunately enough, I know the horse of Tigers very well from Al-Asail, and although we were up front taking each other, we were sort of sitting with each other, I wasn't too concerned because we were going nice and even. And I was just thinking he will drop away at some point. I don't want to slot him behind him and then something come and rush round the outside. And he was just, he was in a nice rhythm, like with himself. You can write off his last race because it was 7 furlongs, trip too short for him, and he was drawn 14, and it's literally an impossible task from out there. So.
Do you think that shorter race kind of got him put a little more speed in him? Were you able to use that today?
I think it did. I think it certainly did, and it was a perfect start. I mean, it wasn't a great race because obviously, but the way he came home, for us looking at it, we'd read a little bit more into it, and I know you were very keen on the way he ran that day. And like I say, that was a lot of encouragement. Like you say, I think that put a bit of speed into him, which you need around here. And like I say, I think he's a horse that going forward, he can show up in those better races. I think round 1, the Maktoum Challenge would be a little bit too short for him. And I was just talking Dareth there. I think it's probably a race we'd actually try to avoid because I think he'd probably just get him on his head. Probably round 2 and round 3 are his probably targets, and if they plot him out well, I think he could be a horse that's going to be very competitive in those better races over the longer distances.
The second race of the evening was the Palm Beach Towers, a novice event for 2-year-olds, over 6 furlongs, non-winners of 2. The race seemed to be somewhat dominated by Bhupat Seymour on paper, and that's what happened in the end, as Nugul flew on the outside to just beat Golden Redemption, his own stablemate. The final margin of victory was 3/4 length. Andrew Slattery was aboard, while Richie Mullen was aboard the runner-up. Dark Saffron, the favourite, trained by Ahmed bin Harmesh, was back in third under Connor Beasley.
Golden Redemption now surrenders the lead here to Military Order, but he's having a think about it here, Military Order, as he made his way to the front and the top of the straight. Dark Saffron comes around them to present his challenge, and he's made up considerable ground very quickly. Dark Saffron goes to Golden Redemption. Third, Military Order, not handling it. Wraithy comes past him. Nugul looks to run on. Golden Redemption staving off Dark Saffron here in the late stages. Golden Redemption giving a good kick here from the front. Golden Redemption from back in the field. Nugul flying very, very late. Golden Redemption from Nugul. Look at Nugul. Nugul from back in the field. Wow-wee, some win.
Yeah, he's been trailing really well. We always knew that he wants more ground, and he got a bit upset in the gate and he got left behind, and Andrew gave him a great ride. He didn't rush him up early. he let him find his feet, and he flew home. And on the other hand, the horse who ran second, Golden Redemption, he got the pressure early. He didn't get a chance to catch his own breath, and he ran a very good race, and he just got caught right in the end.
The third race of the evening was the City Walker Handicap for 55 to 75 rated horses. They were going over the distance of 1,900 meters, 9.5 furlongs. Al-Daj looked like one of the horses to beat on paper, and indeed he was. Turning for home, he looked to have plenty of ground to make up on a runaway Fall of Rome, but that horse would be caught in the end, as Danny Tudhope, in his typically strong hands, took the Musaba Al-Mahari trainee to the lead in the final strides to win by a half length. Fall of Rome was a valiant second under Tag O'Shea for Bhupat Simar, with favourite Kibo Masaki, a well-regarded filly, back in third.
Fall of Rome gets around Al Faris, who could be a bit of a bollard here. Ranchero the outside, Military Option works into the race. Deeper out, Yerman, he's been 4 deep the trip. Al-Daja tries to work through for Danny Tudhope. Next was Kibo Masaki from Frosty Wind, Venetian Style, Danian and Classic City goes up the inside. It's Fall of Rome, the leader, and the one to chase. Tag O'Shea slips away from them here on Fall of Rome. Leading 3 lengths on Ranchero. Al-Daja now out with a run, starting to grind away here. Pegging the lengths back here. Kibo Masaki works through. Fall of Rome all out here at the 200. Al-Daja from 12. This will be a monumental win. Al-Daja coming up to the outside of Fall of Rome, who fights very hard. Fall of Rome, Al-Daja, does he get in front? Al-Daja in the line, goes on to win. 15 for Tudhope for the season. Al-Daja grinds away and did it all from gate number 12.
The fourth race of the evening was the Como Residences, a handicap for 60 to 80 rated horses over 7 furlongs or 1,400 meters. Niyar backed up on short rest, just 7 days, and looked much the best in here for trainer Doug Watson. He led home a 1-2-3 finish, winning out by an easy 4.5 lengths, with stablemates Atlantic Sky and Meydan rallying well to finish second and third under Oscar Chavez and Sam Hitchcock. Pat Dobbs was aboard the winner, who finished up in 124.19 and will now get a bit of a rest going into January.
Meydan up the inside from 16. He's found the fence here. Sam Hitchcock some ride. Tollmount next from Fast Uno dropping away. Chosen Mark up in front. Nayar working through. Waleef on the inside. Matt Lube. Meydan out with a run here late. King's Fountain. Atlantic Sky down the outside. But Nayar's been able to give them the slip here in the late stages. Nayar's extending by 5 or 6 lengths from Atlantic Sky. Meydan's going to run a massive place, but Nayar goes on to win. Nayar by 4. Atlantic Sky, Meydan third, best losing ride of the season so far.
When he wins big. It goes 1-2-3 in here. Nayar gets it done. A horse on just a short bit of rest, and you had to be confident coming in.
Well, we didn't really want to run here, but we thought he'd win last week, and he doesn't have a race till the 16th of January now, so he has a nice break in between. It's great for the owner. He's a great guy, and I wish he was here tonight. But anyway, it's good for the horse. I just thought he was doing so well this year. I really expected him to win last week, and he just didn't quite get home. He's a big, heavy horse, and he should come on from this, and now we got a nice break in between, and the race was to 85 on the 16th, so I don't know if we'll make that, but anyway, it was great to see him win, and the other 3 all ran well too. We were second and third, and then Sam from the 16 hole, and Atlantic Sky's keeping his form, and nice run for Fight Zone, his first start in a while, so real pleased.
The thoroughbred feature of the evening was the Palm Jebel Ali, a handicap for 80 to 100 rated horses, 3-year-olds and up, and 250,000 dirhams on the line. This one over the 1,600-meter 1-mile distance was a chance for us to once again see the very impressive Imperial Emperor, and he did not disappoint. By Dubawi out of Grade 1 winner Zukova, he is closely related to world champion Gaiath. And ridden by Tag O'Shea with confidence for Bhupat Simar, he won off like a proper thing, winning by 7.5 lengths in the end over Shadwell's Kanjar. Al-Jadaf was a valiant third. Imperial Emperor saw his rating in the process move from 100 to 110, and now will probably go on to Group Affairs.
Imperial Emperor the leader, but he's got a challenge on his hands, and that is Kanjar. If he wants to run straight, he's all over the shop like a drunken sailor. It's Imperial Emperor, though, by 4 lengths, extending away now. Imperial Emperor, the son of Dabawi, showing his class here in the late stages. Now half a dozen clear of Kanjar, running into third. Al Jadaf, who's put in a blinder, and the Great Collection coming from way back, but that is as easy as you like. Imperial Emperor, the nap of the night, wins by 7.
His form's worked out really well. You know, he's a really cool horse. He's touch wood. He doesn't bother. Nothing bothers him. You know, he trains 6 days a week. He's just one of those dream horses to have.
And he is, obviously, you've had so much success with the Dubawis. Does he fall into one of the many categories of Dubawis that you just know how to kind of do right by them?
I don't think I do anything. It's just Dubawi. It's just, you know, they can run, they can sprint, they can go long, they can go middle distance, they can run on any surface, so it just makes our job easy.
The 6th race of the evening was labeled the Acres, was a maiden for 3-year-olds and up, and was over the 2,000 metre or 10 furlong mile-and-a-quarter distance. Valdivia, a Fasig Tipton 25,000 bargain purchase, looked like a horse to watch, winning at 5th asking. The son of Dubawi stallion, Demarchaye, won well under Connor Beasley, winning by 3/4 of a length over Al-Mukhtar. Cupid's Dream was back in 3rd.
It is Cupid's Dream, the outside, putting it to win a piece. He's riding it like the best horse in the race here, Tudhope. Algernon looking to peel off onto his stablemate's back here as Al Inner Piece starts to die away. Al Sayef next from Al Mukhtar. Tactical Bound is Stone Motherless last. Run with the Cash Free World, precedent back with him as they start to swing the bend. It's all Cupid's Dream. Algernon trying to run him down here. It's Musaba 1 and 2. Al Mukhtar next from Inner Piece as he's running them ragged here. Cupid's Dream coming away with it here. He's 4 or 5 lengths clear of Al Mukhtar. Valdivia runs on. Tactical Bound nowhere to be seen. It is Cupid's Dream, the leader, getting tired. Valdivia, Al Mukhtar running on here in the late stages. Valdivia jumping out of the ground in the late stages. Valdivia up to the outside of Cupid's Dream, who couldn't go on with it. Valdivia a half. Al Mukhtar second from Cupid's Dream.
Valdivia, son of Demarchaye, gets it done here. He's a horse who's bred to be a mile on top and bottom. The miles didn't quite work out. Today he got a distance of ground. Just take us through the race. Obviously, he's got some stamina.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, obviously we held him in high regard last year, but he's a big horse. He's probably needed the summer to grow into his frame, really. Obviously had a run over here over the mile, and he just felt like he was always in top gear. So me and the boss and obviously everyone back at home there decided to step him up and trip, and which it looked ideal race for him. And he travelled well today. For all, he got a little bit not short of room, but I just wanted to keep him rolling, sort of coming out the back stretch. But once I opened him up there up the straight, you know, he hit into the ground, and the further I went, the better he got.
And these maiden races, these horses have never won before. Going that 10 furlongs, does it kind of become dicey at times in picking your spots?
Exactly that. I mean, you've got some there that's well rated on paper, and a few that obviously haven't had as many runs. So, you know, you just have to try and pick the right one to follow. But no, luckily I had a willing partner up the straight, and I think he can go on to a bit bigger and better things now.
The 7th race of the night, labelled the Nad Al Sheba Gardens, was a conditions affair over 7 furlongs and looked arguably the most wide-open affair despite the small field. Oasis Boy came into the race as a horse looking for his first victory in the UAE, but was a Group 2 winner in Argentina. He made his first start for Doug Watson and Pat Dobbs and made good on it, beating out Magic Petition in the final strides. Straight and Level in his UAE debut was a good 3rd, while Strobe, the market favourite, was a disappointing 4th despite some traffic in the lane.
And it's Magic Petition who's the leader from Straight and Level in second, who's got the inside. Lorelei's the first one to throw up the white flag. Oasis Boy still tracks into it well. Strobe sweating on a run the inside. Then came Ra Ebb, Dukedom, Jewel Genie Lamp dropping away as they straighten for home here. Plenty of room for Strobe to come through. It's Magic Petition the leader from Straight and Level. Magic Petition lays stays in. Oasis Boy puts Strobe in a pocket here as well. It's a bit of hustle and bustle here in the late stages. Magic Petition leading the way from Oasis Boy. Strobe opts for the inside. Straight and level sticks on. Magic Petition all out. Oasis Boy the outside. Pegging him back slowly here. Oasis Boy to the outside of Magic Petition. Oasis Boy, welcome back. Oasis Boy a long neck. Beats home Magic Petition.
Did you expect him to run so well over a distance that's probably not his best?
Yeah, I mean, he was hard one to tell in his work. He's nice, but he's not exceptional. But I knew from his race record in Argentina that he tries hard, you know, and group winner, and he gave everybody 1.5 kilos in here, which it's a nice win for him, and he should come on from it. We had him ready. You know, we knew we wanted to be ready with him the first time, and some of them need a run, but he didn't, and I love the way he fought there at the end.
And I know you said you were possibly tempted to wait till next week to run him in the Group 2 at all, or is this always the plan?
This was the plan. I mean, he didn't get to win here last year. If you talk to, he got over here last year. He got a colic. He was in the hospital for 3 weeks. Then he came out of there, ran a race here, went over to Saudi. He had a tough campaign last year. This was a nice place to start him. The conditions suited him, even though he was giving him 1.5 kilos. And just great to win for Sheikh Mohammed bin Khalifa there. You know, it's our first win for him, and we'll have Autobahn next week, so it's good to get off the mark.
And we may have saved the best for last. In the final race of the evening, the Dubai Islands, a 1,900-meter conditions affair for 3-year-olds, which saw only 4 horses go to post, but it was a thriller. The market was dominated by Bupat Simar as Mendelssohn Bay, the UAE Guineas winner, and the Al Bastakia winner Killer Collect were the favorites. They were inseparable in the market, and in the end, very much inseparable at the wire, as Mendelssohn Bay just beat his stablemate on the bob by a nose. Stablemate, Guns and Glory, rounded out a 1-2-3 finish for Bupat Simar's Zabil stables.
It's Killer Collect controlling it as he likes past the 600 metres. Mendelssohn Bay now works through to second. Tokyo Tower can't go with the gallop as they started to increase the pace. And Guns and Glory is now up to third here, passing Tokyo Tower, who's almost been eased out of the contest. It is Killer Collect the leader. Mendelssohn Bay issuing a challenge. Inside the 300, Killer Collect. He's still got plenty in hand. Mendelssohn Bay trying hard the outside. Guns and Glory battles on from Tokyo Tower. Killer Collect. Mendelssohn Bay. Mendelssohn Bay in the last 100 metres. He's gobbled up Killer Collect. Mendelssohn Bay. Killer Collect fighting back ever so hard. Tight. Photo finish.
First of all, just taking us through the one, he popped out at the gates early.
Yeah, he's not usually one for doing that, and Tig, I wanted to get lead off Tig because my horse having his first run of the year. He's giving Tig's horse weight, and I think Tig's horse is quite a smart horse, so I thought he done well to beat him tonight, and he probably should have won a bit easier than he did. So I was flat out when I got there. I sort of pulled up me the last bit, and thank God the line came in time. But he's a talented horse. It's just a case of, you know, everything falling right for him and me getting the right spot at the right time. And thankfully worked out today. Although he still pulled up in front, and he's not got to change like that. That's the way he doesn't do a lot in front. But you know, Bubba's horse will improve for a run.
Racing returns to Meydan for Festive Friday on December 20th. Now we head over to the desert in Al-Ain, with the mountains in the background and a beautiful night of racing as part of the big festival of Arabian racing this weekend. There were 8 fixtures to be seen, kicking off with a 2,000-meter non-winners of 2 purebred Arabian affair. 150,000 was on the line, and Danny Tudhope continued his fantastic season and his great relationship with Al Ajban Stables by taking Golden Year to the wire to win by the slimmest of margins over A.H. Heisem. Charlie Bennett was aboard the runner-up. Sat Lee was a distant third.
Golden Years and A.H. Heisem. Next in running Sartley from next over there Namir. It's Golden Years and A.H. Heisem. Golden Years for Danny Tudhope and A.H. Heisem for Charlie Bennett. Coming down to the line together. It's a ding-dong battle down to the line. Golden Years narrowly in front. Golden Years, maybe not. A.H. Heisem lunged late. That's a photo. There's not much in it.
The second race of the night was a listed $150,000 affair for 4-year-olds and up purebred Arabians, and they were going over the 1,800 meters or 9 furlong distance. Capos, a French bred for Ibrahim Al-Hadrami, was very impressive here, closing well, winning by a half length over ES Latam. Rams Muscat rounded out the top 3. Connor Beasley was aboard, continuing his fantastic season and his great relationship with the Hadrami yard.
It's Rams Muscat from ES Latam. Quepos is next. Then came Sari. It's ES Latam getting on level terms with Rams Muscat. Quepos is the threat. It's Quepos the outside going with ES Latam. Rams Muscat still a narrow lead of the rail. Rams Muscat now swallowed up by Quepos, ES Latam. Quepos, ES Latam. ES Latam tries, but Quepos will stave him off. Quepos from ES Latam. Rams Muscat third.
Third race of the evening was a 0 to 90 rated handicap, 4-year-olds and up purebred Arabians. They were going over the distance of 1 mile or 1,600 meters. Kif Star and Marcelino Rodriguez made this one a bit of a shocker, as he was a long shot in the market and he beat out Anmar, who was well regarded in the race. Kadir Des Arnett, stepping up in a big way against better horses, ran well to be third under Richie Mullen. Hamid Al-Marar trained the winner.
It's Kif Star narrowly from deeper out over on the near side. Manar continuing to track into it along with Amar. Kadir Des Arnett, it's Kif Star along with Amar. Manar paddling away the near side. Good go this down to the line. It's Amar from Manar. Kif Star tight to the line, very tight. Maybe Amar just from Kif Star. Kadir Des Arnett, and Manar's going to have to settle for 4.
The fourth race of the evening was a 3-year-old maiden. This was 70,000 dirhams on the line, also over the 1 mile distance of 1,600 meters. Listo de Fost, who had no rating going in, surely will have one coming out, as Sandro Pava, and he got the victory for trainer Suleiman Al-Ghnami. Watira was back in second under Connor Beasley, with Raad back in third for Jules Mobin and Eric Lamartinelle.
It's Arad the one to chase here. Watira, though, looming up ominously here in the red cap here for Ahmed Al-Mahabi, and hopefully will be eyeballing this horse very shortly. He is, and it is up on the outside. Watira, who's taking over from Rad here in the late stages. Listo de Fost making good ground in the late piece. It is Watira the leader. Watira takes over the running from Listo de Fost and Rad. Watira still in front. Listo de Fost drives when it's all too late. Watira, Listo de Fost over the top. Listo de Fost in the last bound beats home Watira.
The fifth race at Al-Ain was a maiden for 3-year-olds and up, purebred Arabians, a mere 40,000 on the line over 7 furlongs. This was a race dominated by His Highness Sheikh Mansour's colours, as Naif and Najib finished 1-2. Majid Al-Johori trained Naif got the better of his Eric Lamartinelle trained Najib back in second. The final margin of victory was a half length, with Burhan Al-Wathba back in third.
It's still Naif the leader, though. Naif travelling okay, working through Burhan Al-Wathba. Burhan Al-Wathba picking up here. Up on the outside, though, it's Najib as well. Naif and Najib coming down to the line here together. It's going to be the 2 in front, though. Naif coming clear to win for the apprentice.
The sixth race of the evening at Al-Ain was a 3-year-old and up maiden for 40,000 on the line and 7 furlongs as well. This one saw Khalif de Carrere and Kais Al-Busaidi win well for Ahmed Al-Baherbi, who was also having a very good season. Connor Beasley and Ibrahim Al-Hadrami were back in second with Shamas, while AJS Naifa was back in third with Bernardo Pinheiro for Kais Abu. The final margin of victory was 2 3/4 lengths.
Shamas still travelling, now asked for. AJS Naifa getting on level terms along with Khalif D. Carrere. It's Shamas the leader. Khalif D. Carrere, he's chasing him down here in the late stages. Shamas from Khalif D. Carrere. Khalif D. Carrere over the top. 4 deep the trip, no worries at all. Khalif D. Carrere, 2.5 on the line from Shamas. AJS Naifa, 4th across ES Zalzal.
The seventh race of the evening and the co-feature was a conditioned affair worth 150,000 dirhams. This was a 5 furlong dash down the straight and was a thriller. But in the end, nobody looked like winning except for AF Nafif, who was straight and strong to the line for Richie Mullen. Kay Sabu trains this one. The final margin of victory was just over a length, with Jap Mabroka back in second under Royston French for Irfan Alahi. The top 3 was rounded out by Connor Beasley and Ibrahim Al-Hadrami's Al Tibber.
And the near side, AF Narfith. It's gold, silver, along with Jebel Ali. Next in running, AF Narfith, followed there over on the far side by Hadaf El Wathbar. Running through late was Nahab. It's AF Narfith for the Sprint King, Case Abood. Out clear here from Altiba. Running on late was Jap Mabroka, but it's AF Narfith. AF Narfith, a length and a half. Beats home Jap Mabroka, Altiba third, fourth over Hadaf El Wathbar.
And the final race of the evening at Al-Ain was a maiden for 4-year-olds and up, purebred Arabian, 70,000 on the line, and also over that quick 5-furlong dash down the thrilling stretch at Al-Ain. This one saw El Nino prove to be more than just a boy, winning well and beating out AF Shaitanya despite running erratically throughout the race under Hamad Al Busaidi. Muhammad Al Ajmi trains this one. One to watch is definitely the runner-up with Richie Mellon in the irons. AF Shaitanya, while Nawar Al Khaladia, also trained by K. Sabood, was back in third. The third and final meeting this weekend in the UAE was the biggest of all. This one was a 7 fixture, topped by the His Highness the President Cup, a Group 1 affair worth 8 million dirhams. We'll get to that one last, but let's kick things off with a purebred Arabian handicap for 0 to 75 rated horses worth 150,000 dirhams, an Abu Dhabi Turf Club handicap name. This one saw ES Genjal close well between horses to win under Sandro Pava. Abu Bakr Daoud trains this one. AF Mathakil was back in second, with RB Heads Up rounding out the top 3. The final margin of victory was about a half length.
Easy Lap takes the lead here as they come down into the straight from Samid. Maestro, Hazam El Wathbar, AF Kahalan getting tired as Hazam El Wathbar takes over from Maestro. RB Heads Up, Medmay the outer and AF Mathakil. Hazam El Wathbar takes over in the late stages for Saif El Baluchi. Runs coming late, ES Genjal, AF Mathakil, RB Heads Up, good finish. Hazam El Wathbar swallowed late. ES Genjal from AF Mathakil.
The second race of the evening was the Group 3 Yas Sprint. This one was over 1,200 meters or 6 furlongs and was a test of speed and was the first mark on the night for Qatar. Hamad Al-Jahani trained Pasuelo Pai won well. The French bred was ridden by Polishman Chapon Major. The final margin of victory was a length and a quarter back to Mahir and Sylvester de Sousa. Munir du Soleil rounded out the top 3.
Nadia Deluc presents with his run. Pasuelo PY, the Qatari deeper out, really presenting along with Mahir. The visitor Pasuelo PY hits the lead here. From next him running there was Mahir. Up the inside, Nadia Deluc, and up the running rail there, Munir du Soleil. But the Qataris take out the second. Pasuelo PY goes on to win by a length and a half.
Next up, we had the 350,000 dirham Al Wathba Mile, a conditions for 3-year-old purebred Arabians on that grass. This one saw favourite Razasi reward his supporters, winning by a length and a half over Lipo de Carrere, who was very impressive breaking his maiden last out. Rahiba was back in third. The runner-up had indeed been purchased by Wathnan Racing in the last month, and is one to watch as well moving forward. Congratulations to Ahmed Al-Baherbi, Ben Cohen and Rasasi.
It's Rasasi who takes over the lead here. Cohen goes for Rasasi here. The 3-year-old colt by AFL Bahar. Rahiba tries to get on level terms with Lipo de Carrere, hunting up the inside for the Doiler. It's Rasasi, the leader from Rahiba. Rahiba trying to chase down Rasasi, who's got a winning break here in the late stages. Rasasi, there's the first one for El Baherbi tonight. A big night for the stable.
Next up, we had the 500,000 dirham UAE Breeders' Cup for locally bred 4-year-old and up purebred Arabians. This one was over the 1,600 meters or a mile and saw Al Laith continue what has been a very impressive season for him and career in general. Favored in the market, he looked like no less the horse to beat throughout the race and could not be caught under Ben Cohen for Ahmed Al-Baherbi, giving him his second win of the evening. Bassam Al Wathba was back in second for Sylvester de Sousa, a length back, while AF Manut was in third.
Al Laith shooting into the straight here by 4 lengths. Running into the late race late was Bassam El Wathbar from AF Manut. AF Gaia working through late was Tahan El Wathbar. Al Laith getting a little tired here in the late stages. Bassam El Wathbar tries to make chase here. Al Laith hot up on the inside. Al Laith from Bassam El Wathbar. Bassam El Wathbar tries, but Al Laith, it's Cohen and Mahebi again.
Race 5 was the Abu Dhabi Derby, a Group 3 affair, 400,000 on the line, and featured the undefeated phenom, HM Al Shaheen. Audrey Dervise was in the saddle for Hilal Al-Alawi, and this horse never looked like a loser throughout, winning easily in the end by 2.5 lengths. Monfils was back in second, coming in from France for Francois Rohat, while Janan was in third for Majid Al-Johori and Sylvestre de Sousa. HM Al-Shaheen is now undefeated from 6 starts and rated 122.
As HM Al-Shaheen heads into the straight, the leader, Mulford gives chase from Jinan. Then came Najud deeper out on the course, running into a deer along with Joual Green. But it's HM Al-Shaheen. HM Al-Shaheen sent to the lead here by 2.5 on Mulford, who battles away with Jinan, who's run the race of his life. But the locals are on the board. HM Al-Shaheen takes his crown, wins the Abu Dhabi Derby from Make Me King. Jinan third across.
The lone thoroughbred race of the evening was the 6th race, the His Highness the President Cup, a listed affair worth 1 million dirhams, or about $270,000. This one looked like a wide-open affair, but the 2 favorites in the market definitely went 1-2 in the end, as Make Me King just got the better of Marban. Owned by Wathnan Racing, ridden by James Doyle, and trained by Hamad Al-Jahani, he gave his conditioner the second win of the evening.
Down the side they come here, they swing the bend for home in the President Cup for the thoroughbred, and Sandro Paiva's the first to go for the doctor here on Echo Point, leads by 2 lengths. Marban makes chase. Out the outside was Lanakash working through Make Me King, threading through the eye of a needle. Make Me King, he's coming on too. Make Me King and Marban get to Echo Point. Echo Point, Marban, Make Me King. Another one for Wathnan. Make Me King a half. Beats home Marban. Third across Al Salt, followed there by Lanakash.
And the final race of the weekend in the UAE was the biggest of all, and one of the richest races in the UAE in general, and easily the richest purebred Arabian flat race to ever take place in the UAE. This is the Group 1 His Highness the President Cup, worth a whopping 8 million dirhams. It was a wide-open affair, and a lot of the attention was going toward Asfan Al-Khalidiyah, a big 16-for-17 grey who was very imposing in this race. But in the end, he would have no effect on the race, and instead it would be another grey in Helos de la Garde who would fly through horses under Connor Beasley for Ibrahim Al-Hadrami to take the spoils. Sini Delou was back in second, with Bahwan rounding out a 1-2-3 for horses trained in the UAE to win this race.
It's Sonny DeLuke, the leader, into the straight in the His Highness the President Cup. Eros Delagard works through. Barwan out deeper from Abez. Then came up the inside. Eros Delagard, Azrat Athbar Mujib. Eros Delagard hits the lead here in the His Highness the President Cup, and they cannot run him down. Connor Beasley and Eros Delagard takes President Cup glory.
Now let's take a look at the championship standings here in the UAE. His Highness Sheikh Ahmed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, despite no victories this week, still is on top of the owner's standings. He has 16 victories and a nice 21% strike rate and almost $2 million in earnings. Yas Racing is back in second, getting 1 victory this week and now has 12, while Khala Khalifa Al Nabuda holds steady at 11. Al Ashban gained 1 win and now has 8 in 4th place. Nazar Askar also gained a win and maintains his 5th place spot. Among the trainers, Michael Costa has 16 and a 21% strike rate to lead all trainers. He has a 1-win lead over Musaba Al-Mahari, who sits with 15 and gained 1 victory this week. Ernst Ertel holds steady at 12, while Bupat Simar continues to rise as expected with his 3 victories at Meydan, and now is tied with 10 with Ibrahim Al-Hadrami, who also had 2 victories. Ibrahim Al-Hadrami easily leads all the trainers now in earnings with 5.9 million dirhams thanks to the His Highness the President Cup. The same can be said for the 6.6 million in earnings for Connor Beasley, who tops the jockeys. He has 16 victories, just beating out Danny Tudhope, but also with 16, but with 4 less second-place finishes. As mentioned, Danny Tudhope picked up 2 wins this week, while Connor Beasley picked up 3. Danny Tudhope leads all with strike rates at 20%. Tycho Shea is back in third with 14 wins, picking up 1 victory this week. Bernardo Pinheiro holds steady at 12 in 4th place, while Sylvestre de Sousa also holds steady with 11 wins back in 5th. Now let's look at what's coming up this week here in the UAE. We of course have our first big night of racing at Meydan, the 5th night of the Dubai Carnival, Festive Friday on Friday, December 20th. That features the Group 2 Maktoum Mile. We also have Abu Dhabi on Saturday, December 21st. We thank you for tuning in and hope to see you here next week on Past the Post. In the meantime, may all your photo finishes be winning ones.